SGDQ, I'm Chronos, and this is my submission video for SGDQ 2019. So the run I'm submitting is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Main Quest, and the last time Skyrim has been featured at a major event was in AGDQ 2018 by Wall of Spain, who completed it in 50 minutes and 26 seconds. So since the run was featured last year, there have been many improvements in the run, including a new route and many new glitches, which have improved the times by a couple minutes. So now we're going to get started in this game, and I'm doing the intro from the main menu screen because immediately we're going to go through many glitches. So right there I just did an infinite sprint glitch. So this puts our character at a sprinting animation, so it allows us to sprint without using stamina, and it allows us to jump while sprinting, which normally you can't do. Now we're going to do our next glitch called load warping, so we're going to make our save file right here at the exit of the cave. This is where you exit out of once you beat this tutorial mission. And we're going to be using quick saves and quick loads a lot to skip dialogue and speed up the game in general. So if you see the game pausing multiple times, it's normally because I'm doing a quick save and quick load to manipulate the game. So right there I made a second save file at Helgen Keep, and that's the save file that I'm going to be using to teleport. So I'm teleporting the save file that I made at Helgen Keep and teleporting it to the exit of the cave, which is right there. So now I'm going to explain a little bit about horse tilting, which is our next trick coming up. So in this run, if you get off a horse at an angle of about 90 degrees, you gain a lot of speed. And what happens is if you load a save file with that speed, you can get an insane amount of speed, which is used to get to many locations very quickly. So we'll be using two subsets of that horse tilt glitch. So the first one coming up is our standard horse tilt, and then the next one is going to be our ghost tilt, which was discovered pretty recently. So here, I wait an hour to get a horse, and punch the hunter off the horse. And we're going to make a save right at the top of this rock, which we're going to come back to do more horse tilts later on in the run. So here, going to horse tilt, we're going to go all the way to High Hrothgar. So now that I've discovered High Hrothgar, I'm going to try to land in this river. And punch this guard here now that I've discovered Battleborn Farm. So you might have noticed that a lot of locations that I discovered are not popping up. This is because right now I have a glitch called the UI bug, which is a pretty annoying glitch. However, it's not a big deal overall. So here's our second glitch, which is called Ghost Tilt, and basically it's a horse tilt, but we can go through mountains and we stay at a fixed height. So we have no collision, and it allows us to discover locations from very far away without having to worry about dying to fall damage. So here we're just going to try to discover our locations. It's pretty difficult too at high speeds. So that was our first location, Old Rolden. So now we're going to discover Whiterun Stables, Riverwood, and then end up here at Throat of the World by doing a glitch called Upwarping. And now we're going to do another horse tilt at Old Trollden, which we just discovered. And we're going to head to Karspire to discover Skyhaven Temple for main quest later in the run. So here, just going to try to land in the water. Dying is not a big deal, especially since I have a lot of horse tilt speed still. So I can just reload, save, and trying to land in the water. You can also land on the mountain. Both ways work. Landing in the water tends to be good, since you can carry your momentum up this part of the hill and head to Karspire pretty simply. So now we're going to grab items from this chest, and basically we just need these items to get enough gold for carriage rides early on in the run. So instead of doing this puzzle here, we do a bit of parkour, because the puzzles take quite a bit of time to complete. So we're just going to parkour up these rocks and discover Skyhaven Temple. Now we're going to make our way to the Thalmor Embassy.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go?
By doing that, we're going to do a ghost tilt to get there from Dawnstar. This is because we're going to discover 2 more locations in the run, which is much quicker from doing it at this ghost tilt location. Plus we can do a glitch called vendor glitch, where we get a ton of gold very quickly.
Blades, helmets,
So unfortunately I didn't pick up any items, but you can just buy one off of him and sell it back to him for all of his gold. And now we're just going to try to make our ghost tilt save. And this ghost tilt save is pretty precise of a time thing. Here we go. So now we're going to do our horse tilt again. And discover more locations. So right now I'm moving a bit faster than I wanted to, but it should be fine. So I'm going to try to discover Septimus' outpost right here. And then head to Riften. So discover East Empire Company Warehouse, which is what we're going to do. And then head all the way to the Thalmor Embassy and upwarp here. So take the items from the chest, and those are the quest items that you need for later in the run, or to progress the storyline. And it effectively skips over half the quest line.
Where do you want to go?
So now we're going to head to Riften and talk to Esbern.
Be sure to visit the Blackbriar meeting. You mugs the dads and you'll forget all.
So we're going to punch this horse to get warped inside of Riften, instead of having to talk to one of the guards there. which takes quite a while. And we're just going to run through this Ratway dungeon here. So we're also going to do a gap jump here. Because of infinite sprinting, we can easily do this. Normally you would have to run through an entire mini dungeon right there, which takes a little while. So doing that jump saves around a minute or so of running through. And now we're going to talk to Esbern.
Go away! I told you to go away! What's that you said?
Here we're just going to skip his dialogue for a little while, and then we're going to load warp out of here and proceed with the next quest in this quest line.
Only come. There. That's better. You. There is hope. Glad. No.
So after we do this, we're going to go to Riverwood to talk to Delphine.
You, the prof. We must go quickly now.
So we're just going to load warp out of this dungeon. Because running through the dungeon again takes quite a while. So now we're heading to Riverwood, and we're going to manipulate the dialogue in this cutscene of the two of them talking, of both Delphine and Esbern, which takes quite a while. So we're just going to do a series of waits and quick saves and quick loads. And then it should finish up their dialogue very quickly. Normally there's a minute or so of them just talking and walking down the stairs.
Now then, I assume you know.
Oh yes. Well, this change.
So apparently it didn't work fully, but just by exiting and entering again, it should progress all the way. Okay, so now I'm going to head to High Hrothgar, and then Skyhaven Temple. So by doing that, we're manipulating the time inside the game, and that's important for the run, so people are in their right locations. So now we're going to head to Septimus's outpost, and we're going to get the Elder Scroll. The good thing about this run, though, from last year's route, is it's much safer as well as faster, because one of the major things in the run that you can get was thugs, and getting thugs kills around a minute of time. But this new route, we don't have the possibility of thugs at all. So here we're going to do another horse tilt.
Not hot enough.
And we're going to get all the way to the Elder Scrolls location with this horse tilt. And if I do it correctly, I can get a very good tilt and skip a lot of the clipping involved. It's very difficult. It's doable, but if we don't get it, it's fine. And I went past Mizark Tower, so that's fine. Normally, if you get the horse tilt so that you land inside of Mizark Tower, that's the most optimal thing. But this is fine. You just have to clip through here, open Mizark Tower, and we're going to do the puzzle for the Elder Scroll. Normally when you're doing this, you have a long quest line of going through a Dwarven ruin, and those take quite a long time. And not only do you have that, you have Blackreach, which is one of the largest dungeons in the game. But by just clipping through the back entrance, we skip all of that. So now that we have the Elder Scroll, I'm going to continue on and get married. So what we're doing here is we're going to get married to
I'm really getting tired of your excuses.
Fancy yourself.
skip a cutscene or speed up a cutscene later on.
Wonderful.
So we're just setting it up now so the time that the cutscene happens is at the right time.
Yes. Here you are.
What's the hurry?
My skill with a master of magic at your side. You'll have
So we're going to equip the Amulet of Mara
is that
and marry Mercurio after paying him a lot of money. So talk to Miramil, set up the marriage, and then we're going to head over to Alden's Wall, which is for the main quest. And we're going to speed it up by doing a series of waits and quick saves and quick loads. If you've played this casually, this section takes a very long time to go through because of how much Delphine and Esbern have to walk and talk. But now they're all the way at the top by doing multiple waits and quick saves and quick loads. And we're going to do a lot of Dragon Banes with a new duping method. And we're going to speed up this cutscene as well. Or this dialogue by more quick saves and quick loads.
Yes, yes. This here, coming.
You mean they used it? You ever heard of such a thing? You're probably right. Right.
Be careful.
So in this game there's actually 3 methods of duplicating items. One of them is using a chest, another is holding the item and rapidly mashing through quick save and the pickup option. But the new one is by quick saving and quick loading, and then mashing E. And that last one, which I just did, is one of the easiest to do, and it gives the most items. You can pick up, just like I did there, I picked up 5 Dragon Banes, which is pretty cool.
Where did you learn of that? They have all.
So now you noticed we clipped underneath High Hrothgar there, and this is because the main entrance to High Hrothgar is locked because we skipped quests in between. So now I'm just manipulating here. Okay. But yeah, because we skipped a lot of quests beforehand, the front door is locked. And for some reason, the back entrance is not. So now we're learning the shouts. And because of the UI bug, you can't tell that we are learning the shouts.
Grant you my understanding.
And we're going to head to the Throat of the World here.
Since you
And talk to everyone's favorite dragon, Parthenax.
Grim.
And we're just going to go through his dialogue. It's pretty long.
Introduction by law.
But we have this cool soundbite. So after going through Parthenax's dialogue, we're going to set up a glitch with the Elder Scroll, which allows us to read the Elder Scroll from any location on the map.
Now.
Okay, that was weird.
So,
Okay.
what would you ask?
And we're going to use
You would not
the fact that we can read the Elder Scroll
Your
from anywhere,
Hadri
along with the marriage glitch,
all
to
some perhaps
allow us
this
to
will
gain control in the next cutscene,
very
which normally is just an auto-scroller.
the here the it was the which is why
So we finished Parthenax's dialogue. We're going to set up the glitch here. And then we're going to enter in our marriage right as we read the Elder Scroll. And by doing this, it allows us to gain control in this cutscene.
Ah, here's the proud groom now. Mara first gave her all
So now that I have control in this cutscene, I can speed it up by killing this dragon for the first part, and then just traveling around to locations so I can discover them and use them for the next section of the run. So here I'm going to jump into this carriage
Need a
and
ride?
take a
Where do you
carriage
want to
ride to Windhelm.
Climb and back, and we'll be off. Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some time. They say the big old palace there was built by you.
So now here I'm going to punch this guard,
It's no I order the
or swing my sword at the guard. Get teleported to the Palace of the Kings. And we're going to manipulate the cutscene by fast traveling this time.
Let those that watch from Sovngarde envy us this day.
And we're going to speed up this final part of this cutscene here by by killing Gormlaith and by mashing through Hakon's and Felder's dialogue. So there goes Gormlaith, mash through Hakon's dialogue, and we're going to mash through Felder's dialogue here. Now we're going to fast travel to Dragon's Reach so we can start one of the Jarl's quests here so we can get the Peace Council meeting started. This saves quite a bit of dialogue time here,
The meaning of this interruption.
and we get teleported out of the cutscene right as we click through this line of dialogue. So now here, we're going to have our first major fight of the run. which is against Alduin. So we just shout at him and he should land right here in front of us. And we're going to do a glitch called infinite power attacking, which allows us to power attack without using stamina. And this is also very quick. And there we go. So now we're going to skip through all of this dialogue right here by a lot of quick saving and quick loading. And we're going to talk to Parthenax once Alduin finishes talking here.
Lot to conquer. Yes.
Now he tells us that we need to find out where Alduin went,
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon.
and we're going to do that by talking to Balgruuf to try to capture a dragon. However, because the civil war is still going on, Balgruuf wants us to set up a peace council,
Here. There.
and that's a lot of dialogue that we have to go through.
Come to drag. Project?
Oh.
You think you could help me? I
So-
really don't think so. Come to drag. Yes, I could use. So well, when I straight to the point,
So for some reason,
tablets
okay, that was weird.
Okay.
But now we're just going to go and get the Greybeards to help us set up the peace council with Tullius and Ulfric.
No.
Of course, y'all would be glad to help you if y'all
So here we're going to head over to Arngeir. It's right outside because of the in-game time that we manip. They accidentally dropped the gem. Okay, bucket's being kind of annoying. Okay, I have another bucket. It's fine. I'm just going to clip through the wall again and climb up this slope. Talk to Arngeir, one of the Greybeards.
Alduin? I feared as much. We are not warriors. You misunderstand our... I see. Pardon?
And then we're going to head to East Empire Company warehouse, and hopefully a guard spawns next to us so we can quickly hit them and get teleported in. Fortunately, there's the closest one nearby is here. This guy's always here. Sometimes you can get a guard to spawn right next to you. Other times you can't, but it doesn't lose time. It only loses like a couple seconds.
Do you have some reason? Right. One of the prisoners.
So now here,
Why don't you? I suspect.
I'm telling
Speak
you.
with
talk
Greybeard.
to him,
Why?
go
There's
through
nothing
all his
there.
dialogue.
My job is to quell this.
It's a pretty slow section of the run.
Yes.
Lots of
Same
clicking
try.
though.
He doesn't have the men.
That's not
Unfortunately,
what Boy
that
Scouts
guard
report
opened the
said.
door, so we had to wait for the door to close before we could open it. Now we're going to do the same thing with Ulfric here.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
So we're gonna talk to Ulfric,
Speak.
and then after this we're going to set up our second marriage glitch.
I can. Good. I doubt the end. Yes. And what would you have me do?
So normally the Peace Council, especially if you're playing casually, it takes a very long time to go through. Which is why we're going to do our second marriage glitch to speed up the council a lot. And it's important to note that the world record run does not do this marriage glitch because it's slower in-game time, which is how our runs are
I
timed.
don't have it.
I can't believe you're speaking to me after. All right, just because it's you.
But it is much faster in RTA, which is why we do it at marathons.
Sure, I'm a dirty beggar. Why would you want to?
So here we're going to talk to Marimel.
Even better. Forgiveness is the heart of.
And we're going to hopefully get our marriage thing to pop up. Okay. Yeah. Because of the UI bug, it's difficult to see what quests you have going on. And I just wanted to make sure that a marriage glitch was on. My bucket dropped down here. I'm gonna pick it up and then do it here again. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to start the council meeting. This part has become a lot more optimized as well, now that there is a set way we can time this council meeting to speed it up.
So, I should not have agreed. Why delay?
So now we're going
Now
to
that everyone...
wait with this new glitch. So this glitch allows us to wait 24 hours instantly, and it allows us to get control from this cutscene very quickly from the marriage glitch as well.
Your
So now it's a set timing that I have to do. So I have to count. But basically, when you fail your marriage, you gain control of your character, which is super helpful in many cases.
Since we're all the rift would help.
This is one of them. Basically, anything that has to do with a long cutscene, we can skip it with just doing this marriage glitch.
Now, you know as well as I do that.
this is our.
So now let's access his line.
Dragon, well said. For once you'll actually pay.
Now it's on timer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now Esbern should talk to us. And that's the end of the council meeting.
By calling the dragon, he's not coming. I think it's very likely. I am disappointed.
So now here, we're going to head over to Dragon's Reach. And we're going to do... we're going to get the dragon. Oh, the game crashed. That's the first crash of the run, I believe. It normally isn't a big deal because of all the quick saves that we make in the run.
Greybeards.
So now we're going to capture the dragon using trap in Jarl Balgriff's hold. We're going to do this by calling him from inside the building once we talk to Balgriff here.
As I promised, my men know what to do.
Voice of the Dragonborn.
And we're going to immediately shout as we enter through this door. And what this does is it immediately hits Odoving, since we manipulated him from outside, and he went flying in that direction. That is a very interesting thing. I've never seen that happen before. He just went straight down that way. I think what happened there was the guard was stuck to Odoving, and Odoving threw the guard and himself in that direction, which is pretty funny. But now we exit out and enter back in, which speeds up Odoving getting captured here.
Among ourselves.
And then we're going to release him and head to Skyrim, which is where Sovngarde, where Alduin is located. So we're going to release Odoving, skip some dialogue here, wait another hour, and take me to Skyrim. And we're going to fast travel out, so we skip the dragon's flying animation, which is pretty lengthy. And we're going to do one of the last 2 horse tilts in the run. So here we're going to do our horse tilt all the way to the portal to Sovngarde. So we're going to head up the slope here, and we're going to head straight into this portal right here. Now, here's the final sequence of the game. We're going to jump all the way down this pathway and do our last horse tilt of the run. And we're going to try to land right in front of Soon, the guy we have to fight. Fortunately, I had a bit too much speed, so I landed a little bit farther away to be safe. And now we're going to fight him. It's one power attack and a fire breath immediately accepts us. And we're just going to finish up this cutscene right here with all of these heroes. And normally it takes a long time for them to talk about how they're going to be victorious over Alduin, but that's slow, so we're just going to enter and exit through these doors multiple times. And then once all of this is done, it's a pretty standard fight against Alduin for the second time. We'll have a series of 3 clear skies shouts, which is basically the auto-scroller section. And then just have to defeat Alduin, which is pretty easy to do. Especially since we have 3 allies here this time instead of just ourselves in the first Alduin fight. The first Alduin fight is the hardest one in the run. And everything else is pretty easy. Even the first Alduin fight isn't that difficult with the infinite power attack glitch if you do it correctly. just going to make our way up this mountainous cliff here, so we can prepare to shout, or spawn shout Odoving, or Alduin, getting my dragons confused. And we can do this because if you are at the right spot, he'll appear right in front of you. Did I hit him? I think I missed, so I'm going to have to reload the save, which is fine. And there we go, we hit Alduin. And now time stops once Alduin is defeated here, which is pretty quick. All we have to do is a bunch of power attacks, shout at him once, and he should be done. A couple seconds, and time. So that is it for my GDQ submission. I believe the RTA time of this run will be, that I'll be submitting, is 45 minutes. This run was around an average run, so I'm going to compare against RTA to show you. It's around 40 minutes is the RTA time I got here. Most of my no reset runs are lower, so around 45 minutes is a good estimate for me. And yeah, that's basically it for the run. So thanks for watching, and yeah.